Cancer, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say really, really cool. I know you got a hell of a lot of choices of different tarot readers out there, but I'm just glad that you chose this channel. Okay, like I always say, sometimes these cards they line up with us, right? Circumstances in our lives. Um, just as a friendly, pull out the nuggets. Okay, pull out the things that fit you. Um, Anything else, just leave for somebody else. Okay. All right, if you're brand new to the channel, I'm JT. Make sure you come in and check out the new playlists, all right? I'll give you the down low and talk about the categories. All right, Cancer, I've already shuffled up the cards, but for clarity's sake, transparency, shuffle in front of you. Do keep in mind, Cancer, that right before your reading, we transition into the haiku poems, 3 of those poems, and then we'll get into your reading, okay? I just kind of feel like it's a neat way to transition into the reading. Okay, Cancer, I wish for you health, wealth, stability, love, peace, perfect karma, balance. All right, let's look at these categories here. We have the current energy, and your crossing challenge. We have the foundation. We have the recent past. We have the possibilities. We have the near future. We have the self. We have the environment. We have the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries. The outcome and the direction. All right, Cancer, I'm going to take just a second to look at these cards. And while I'm doing that, here are your poems from Haiku Corner. Okay, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed those haiku poems. We are going to talk about this opening card, your present energy. 2 of Swords. Line, not the 2 of Swords. Actually, it's a Page of Swords. But I wanted to say the 2 of Swords because I thought it'd be funny. You're at a crossroads. We're talking about an age gap situation here, okay? And I feel like somebody's like, they are just like questioning the hell out of this, okay? This may resonate with you. It may not resonate with you. But we're going to talk about it, okay? So bear with me. All right, we've got this Page of Swords energy here, okay? This is definitely someone watching you harder than what they're speaking at the moment. But it's curiosity, it's hesitation, got that low key obsession kind of situation. And I believe it's on your part, you know. I feel like we're definitely talking about a feminine here who may be older than this younger stud, right? This is the younger man with the old soul, and I'm weak, right? This is the scrolling your socials at 2 a.m. card, okay? Um, and this is your reply, you know. Damn, you like my story. We're basically engaged now. You know what I mean? It's got that, someone's checking your stories, but they're not liking anything. And I feel like this masculine energy is typing out messages, deleting it, typing again, deleting, because they don't know how to approach you. But they're into you. Okay. This is I don't know, maybe you guys are working on some conversation. It's just kind of started, but I feel like there's definitely this spark, okay? And so this feminine energy here, which I'm pretty sure is you. You're replaying your last conversations in your head, like, wondering if you sounded a little bit too eager here. I'm in my Delulu era, but he's cute, so whatever. You know what I mean? It's I don't know, someone asking mutual friends about you. It's got that kind of energy, okay? A person maybe you thought that was done. They're just kind of, tracking your glow up here, checking you out, I don't know. For some, it could be like, stalking your LinkedIn after seeing, you have a career update or something like that. They're just trying to keep up with you. I don't know. It could be like a crush. Uh, I don't know. Maybe they reach out to you as soon as you change your profile picture, right? You'll kind of get the message there. Someone might be jealous, who's commenting on your post. Um, this person may post like that soft, flirty, but I feel like they acknowledge the age gap, without the shame here, and so I don't know. The masculine here is trying to figure you out, they want to know if you're single or something like that without asking you directly. For some of you, it could be like that karmic third party is watching them, um, they're watching them watch you, and you've got that, hey, he's a little too young for me, but I ain't mad about it. All right. So, I don't know. Maybe you pretend like you don't care, but your screen time is saying otherwise. All right. So definitely the masculine energy is curious. It's restless, impulsive, and that feminine energy is intuitive. Uh, you're very observant and you're guarded. We got some elephants in the room that we're going to address here, but I'm just saying this is that late night moment of honesty is about to come your way here. Okay. So your challenge card, this Queen of Wands. All right. Look, I'm going to be soft with this, but it's like your heart's very deep, very intuitive, and loyal. You've got some time under your belt, right? But and someone from, maybe from your past or something has taken advantage of that, that emotional availability. So it's kind of put you in that, I kind of, there's this part of my heart that's like, I'm happy for you, and but I understand that, sometimes in our life things happen, right? But I don't know. You've been the emotional anchor, for someone maybe who gave you breadcrumbs before, and it's like, nope, I'm done. It just, and so this could look like the masculine energy expects you to just know how he feels without saying it here, right? And you kind of require a little bit more. It's a, so it's got that a little bit of disappointment in it, maybe that, I don't know, maybe you feel like they're just afraid of, avoiding some kind of a real conversation here. But I don't think that's the case. I really do feel like this masculine is trying here, okay? And so really the elephant in the room is let's address what is taking place with you. This could have looked like trauma dumps, right? People disappearing when you needed their support. You know, um, I don't know, absorbing other people's emotions that weren't yours. Okay, and also there could have been or could be something like third party manipulation. I don't know, through your guilt or something like that. Or through your person's guilt, something. I don't know. Maybe someone's involved in that situation here. But I got that. I don't know. Definitely someone's in love with you. Someone's in love, but I feel like they're in this vulnerable situation, and so that kind of makes you I don't want to be the healer in every damn connection that I get in life, right? So the I don't know, that emotional behavior looks something like avoiding the accountability and just hoping you might figure it out, right? And so it's got that avoidant tendency, but I don't know, for you, I kind of feel like this has definitely got this funny the Six of Cups nostalgic kind of emotion going on here. It's like, why is this, just an example, why is this 27-year-old looking at me like he knows something? You know what I mean? So I don't know. For some of you, you could be seeing synchronicities around this Queen of Wands. It's like hummingbirds, something like that. That could be like a spirit animal for somebody here. Um, the hummingbird represents like emotional truth, trying to surface here. Okay, so anyway, we're going to take a look now at this foundation for you, Cancer. We got the Two of Wands. I don't know. You're standing between a couple of timelines. The familiar past, right? The bold future. And I feel like it's still looking towards this relationship, situationship, whatever it is. It's like, you know, in your eyes, it's got that. He's literally a child, right? But he's 6'2", so I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? But I feel like he's actually serious about you, and maybe that's really scary. That kind of, it's curiosity on your part, so it brings up some, I don't know, it brings up some red flags for you. And I understand why, right? But you're debating whether to, maybe stay or go in this connection. Um, I don't know. Perhaps for some of you, this could look like, you're about to research a new job or a new city. You don't know if you want to get emotionally involved with something, but this could also be like that long distance crush, that this situation has that long distance situation going on. So, and this person, is really trying their best to get your attention right now. Maybe they know this. Maybe this is somebody in your friend group or somebody like that, right? I don't know, but this is still got that imagining that life with you, but they haven't quite acted on it yet. So I don't know, maybe you're preparing for like a major shift here in some situation, job or finances, something like that. Okay. Let's take a look at your recent past here. This is going to be interesting here. Like I said, there's some elephants in the room. Could be talking about some Scorpio energy here. We don't have to be, but we could be. Um, Maybe you're dealing with Scorpio. Um, but this might poke an old bruise here, but this is like a breakup or something that just really puts you in your own self-respect. It's like this was the decision point. Um, the recent past could have looked like, like a friendship or something that had ended, maybe due to, I don't know, some kind of betrayal or somebody just came against you in some way. But for others, it could look like, a karmic cycle that's ended. You know, um, I don't know, something revealed their true character to you. Okay. And so, you walked away from all the emotional labor, that kind of bullshit again. Um, Maybe it was another masculine or something that, I don't know, they ended something out of fear. So that is why I kind of feel like you're in that glow up, blow up era, that's that state of mind that just feeling good and you're just cautious, you know what I mean? So it's definitely got that. You realized you deserved more and there's just a sudden death to the situation. I was over with this, right? You look like someone, maybe acted really cold to avoid admitting, that they were hurting or something like that. So the energy is like the masculine would be avoidant and the feminine, excuse me, the feminine energy has definitely got that transformation. Okay. I had to get a drink. Sorry about that. Okay. As far as synchronicities are concerned, um, really it's all about nature here. Okay. The the death card represents neutrality. So you could be, like a storm, sitting out on the porch and just out of nowhere, this storm starts to take place. So kind of pay attention to that. It also, as far as timing, we're talking about maybe like, during the Mercury or the Venus transit, something like that. Okay. All right. So moving on into the possibilities, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, you're moving towards the calmer emotional waters. This is that kind of that generic term here, the mental or spiritual. But someone wants to resolve some kind of a conflict with you here. Okay, I'm not sure if this is somebody in your friend group, somebody in the family, something like that. For some of you, it could be, like I said, talking about relocation or traveling or something like that. But there's a feminine energy that wants peace, not drama here. Okay. And like I said, this could be somebody you're close to or talking to. This could look like, a very toxic connection or something like that that's just fading out in your life, right? It's got healing from anxiety. Someone who wants to build, maybe rebuild some trust with you. Okay. I don't know. If we're talking about that person, on your mind, um, it's got he's sweet, it's eager, it's loyal, excited to see you, and I feel like you love it, right? So it does have that. I don't know. It's got that emotional maturity in that situation. Okay, and like I said, it could also be that long distance connection that could be coming in. Okay, they want to talk to you, but it's got gentle involved, not the chaos that you've maybe experienced before. So the masculine energy would look definitely like seeking some kind of a resolution, and the feminine energy is definitely seeking peace here. For synchronicities, we're talking about bridges, okay? Because especially in dreams, something like that. Actually, you could like cross a bridge to where you go to work, or it's just a familiar bridge you always have to cross some time here. So in this situation, we're talking about synchronicities like transition and emotional crossings, something like that. Okay. We could be talking about any time, as far as timing wise, something like 3 to 6 weeks here on this card. Okay. All right. Moving on into the near future. Cancer, we've got the 8 of Cups. Okay. Look, this is definitely you're walking away from all that shit that's draining you. Okay. That's kind of the generic form of this term, right? But excuse me. I feel like this is definitely moving you in towards better alignment. Okay. This is looking like you're leaving that, old situationship, whatever that was, or something that never gave you any kind of a clarity here. This could be that, you know, leaving the third party, you know, seeking out the emotional truth, whatever that resonates with you. But the masculine energy here, I definitely feel like realizes that they can't lose you. Okay. Um, and the feminine energy is choosing the self, the self-worth over, over waiting. You're done with the waiting game, right? So it could look like detaching from someone who's been very inconsistent for you. You're not, you're not chasing anymore, right? You stop chasing the closure. um I don't know, a karmic cycle that's ended permanently, something like that. Anyway, but I definitely feel like it's that someone realizes that maybe it may be too late, and that you're the one, right? So I kind of got that in this walking away. Perhaps I feel like this is just a mindset that you've gotten yourself into, and it's kind of like you want to release, but you're having a hard time releasing it. For some of you, um, I don't know, you might be seeing synchronicities like '90s R&B songs or something. Um, I don't know, something about emotional confessions, some kind of songs like that. Some of you may be seeing deja vu. Okay. We're going to move on. We're going to look at the self here. And we have the Queen of Swords. You're definitely done with all the mixed signals. You want clarity, you want truth, you want emotional maturity. And I don't know, it could look like cutting somebody off, who just kept you guessing. Um, I don't know. As far as the masculine energy, I just still feel like they respect you more when you stand firm. Perhaps this person you're around, they know about your past situation. Maybe you guys have had enough conversation together for them to learn a few things about you. Maybe you opened up a little bit, but I'm still in this energy. I say he. It's definitely the gender specific here. I don't normally do that, but this is what I feel like in this reading. But I don't know. You're in your no nonsense era, right? And this masculine really wants to stand firm for you, but I don't know. You kind of got it's kind of got that I'm choosing my logic over my fantasy. So it's kind of like the you want to touch the healed version of yourself, but you still like a little bit of chaos in your life, right? And so you want those higher connections. You're not whole, you're not cold or nothing like that, but you're just trying to be very clear. So in this, I feel like that masculine is just intimidated, right? And in that same sentence, the feminine is very empowered. Excuse me. So you can definitely see how that might be the. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp on you. I've been drinking coffee. My bad. Anyway, like I don't know, for synchronicities, you could be seeing like this person's initials or something like that repeatedly. You know, we could be talking about timing where there's a holiday coming up or a family gathering. This may resonate for some of you. I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to talk about the environment. You know, I've got you on this one. We're going to unpack this one. Um, I don't know, someone around you is acting out of ego, okay? Fear, insecurity. If we're talking about that I just don't feel like we are. I feel like there may be some other third party influences around you, okay? There's some jealousy. You got your attention elsewhere. I feel like you're kind of focusing in on this younger stud, the golden retriever guy. But I feel like somebody may be threatened by that. You're glowing up, and so it's kind of like stirring up some drama in the third party, external of you. I feel like, and I don't know, maybe a person, maybe one of your friends or something said something to you, um, and it's got that I'm just trying to win instead of communicate. It doesn't matter, right? They're projecting their insecurities onto you, something like that. But I feel like there's just I don't know, I think you see that somebody is just sabotaging yourself. Maybe it's the end of that relationship, and you just kind of know it. So you just kind of stood back, and there's no winning, right? There's no winning in that situation. They'd rather be right than vulnerable. And you're like, you're done with that kind of shit. So you're moving on. So the masculine energy in this was definitely defensive, and the feminine is passive aggressive, right? Okay. We are talking about the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, and we have the lovers, right? This is a soul level type connection. And I feel like this is what this was all about. It's kind of like at the center of your emotional world right now. You're afraid of choosing wrong, right? But in the same go, I feel like this person that we're talking about, the fear of losing you to someone else. So there might be that eagerness involved. The masculine energy, they want some union quickly, or whatever any information they get, is feeding their soul on this situation. But I feel like, and you're still in that, I want that emotional safety, that soulmate connection that's, undeniable. And so there's some of those red flags involved. You want the passion and the stability. But I feel like there's someone who really wants to confess their feelings to you here. Um, and I think loudly. I think someone hesitates because their feelings are really real to them. And you're like, I don't know, in your mindset it might be like, I'm not robbing the cradle. The cradle's walking up to me kind of situation. But he's confident, right? He's flirty, he's bold, and I think you like it, a lot more than maybe you want to admit in this situation. Okay. Um, I don't know. Maybe you're getting goosebumps, goose flesh, right? And I kind of feel like it means your soulmate is thinking about you. Okay. You might just keep that in the back of your head. All right, we're going to talk about this outcome and the direction with the chariot. This is movement, this is direction, this is a choice that you're making, and it's you. You know what I mean? The chariot is you. So what I'm getting is that when this shows up in your outcome and the direction, the major arcana, Cancer, right? The chariot card. This is final commitment. Okay, this is the masculine energy, definitely taking decisive action, moving towards you. And this is you definitely choosing your path with confidence. Okay, for some of you it's that relocating, that travel to that, perhaps you're going to meet up or something like that. Move to that city where that person lives at. That could be for some of you, but others it's overcoming the major fears. And I feel like for the majority of you, that's what we're talking about here. This is the breakthrough. This is the financial win, the unexpected blessing. This is definitely you stepping into your power, choosing yourself, and everything's going to line up here. So it's very interesting, and don't believe in coincidences. This card you saw me shuffle, it's in your outcome in the direction. So the universe is definitely telling you to move on this situation. I feel like this could be that. I don't know. This could be that commitment, that union, that promise that you've needed here. Okay, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm just feeling like, you know, we know you're done with being the emotional anchor for everybody, right? You're stepping into your clarity. You've got your boundaries in place. And I feel like there's this masculine that's going to finally step forward. Okay, and I feel like, yeah, it may be a little bit. Um, uh, he doesn't know how to be the mature person that you need him to be yet, but he's trying. And I feel like all the way through this, there was the hint of this person in the background. So all I'm going to say is, I think you're about to find some romantic clarity here. Okay. Maybe some soul level alignment here. You're not the same person you were last year, right? You're stronger, you're wiser. And I feel like you're ready for love, that matches your kind of depth. So what I'm getting at is maybe you might, I don't know, be a little receptive to the confession. Um, I don't know, Cancer. That was really cool. I mean, I really feel like there's this giddy, expressive. There's a part of you that's just scared still. And I can understand why. I can understand why. But look, he's in his golden retriever era, right? So what? So what? There may be an age gap difference here, but that's just a number. We know that. Anyway, Cancer, I love you. I respect you. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, would you? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscription button. Turn on your notifications. All right. I'm going to leave you with this one. I love you. Appreciate you. Hope to see you on the next. All right. Bye-bye.